Here are the common misconceptions we hear from medical practice owners when we present new opportunities to achieve greater success in a career and life.
If you are new to this channel, my name is Theo Harvey, and I'm the CEO of SensorMed, the AI-powered remote care as a service platform for healthcare organizations. I consult with hundreds of medical professionals every year to guide them on best practices and implementing AI solutions and workflows in their current operations. I have worked with large organizations like Cisco Systems, AT&T, the Charles Barkley Organization, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Google. And my mission is to help healthcare professionals prepare for the new normal in healthcare before it's too late.
Number one, they say, I don't have the time to learn this new program. Years ago, when I approached my extremely busy doctor friend about our new practice value creator framework, he was so busy that he had not taken a vacation over a decade. He told me that taking care of his patients was his number one priority. Look, I totally understand. It's hard to learn something new. Research suggests it takes up to 10,000 hours to develop a new skill toward mastery. In this nonstop world, who has that kind of time? To make matters worse, the early hours of practicing something new are always the most frustrating and difficult. But after speaking with my doctor friend a little bit longer, he told me patients were his number one priority. I knew he wasn't serious. The best thing for his patients was for him to take the time he needed to rest, because a tired mind can never provide the best services. Once he heard that our framework will help him gain more time back, he took the time to listen and learn. Number two, they say, I can do this on my own. Most people consider themselves smart. I have worked with tons of doctors and medical professionals that feel this way, but sometimes we all do dumb things. For example, thinking we can solve a problem all on our own. Here's what happened to me that hurt my business for years. I experienced a bad situation where I overpaid a vendor for services. When I looked at what the work they actually did, I said to myself, I could have done that myself. I felt a little dumb and thought they took advantage of me. And I swore to myself I would never let that happen again. It really was a pain of losing something, in this case, money, that prevented me from even thinking about starting any new vendor relationships. And this really hurt my business from growing. In fact, loss aversion is a real thing and was first examined in the economic paper Prospect Theory and Analysis of Decision Under Risk. The basis behind loss aversion is that people dislike losing money more than they like winning money. This is so key that it won the authors a 2002 Nobel Prize for Economics. With an advisor, I realized the right relationship with someone who can actually help my business can take it to another level. And that really is a smart approach for all medical professionals as they're thinking about what directions they need to go in. Number three, they say, I've tried something like this before. We've all been there. We bought the latest get-rich-quick scheme. Another guru has the answers to love, wealth, and health. But sometimes that scheme might actually be the thing that takes you to the next level. I recently bought some coaching programs and books. One thing I noticed that they all sort of say similar things, but just slightly different angles. I just remember that story of the 4 blind men who touched different parts of an elephant. One is touching the elephant's trunk and says it's a snake. One touches its foot and says it's a tree. But guess what? It's still an elephant. Just because you may have done something similar, these new approaches might make all the difference so you can see the whole picture. For example, we use the same approach in coming up with our practice value creator framework for medical practices. We take all these perspectives together and teach it to our customers on how they can create their perfect elephant or their perfect practice. So go ahead and try that something similar one more time and see the results you get. Number 4, they say it's just too complicated. I can remember buying a new 1,000-piece Lego set for my kids, and we were going to build this together as a family. At first, when you see all 1,000 Lego pieces sitting everywhere, you get a little overwhelmed. After a few hours, the kids had left me and it was just me by myself. But by that time, it was going pretty good because I had a great process for success. First, I made sure I had the picture in mind of what the final Lego should look like. Next, I looked at the easier pieces and put them together. Finally, I looked for new ways to add the more complicated pieces to the Lego set. When I looked up, it was done. We do this as well to help our healthcare clients. First, we start with the final vision of what the clinic can look like if we truly transform it. Next, we find the easy wins. What are some easy revenue opportunities? And finally, we go after those big goals. Let's look at AI. Let's look at clinical trials. We then take the complicated and we just make it simple. That is the key. Number 5, they say, it's just tough to get my staff to execute. Well, working with medical practice owners across the country, one of their biggest frustrations is getting their staff aligned to the vision of the practice. It can be difficult getting everyone aligned, but here are a few lessons we have learned. Step 1, clearly communicate the vision of what you want to do and constantly communicate it. Step 2, begin to create standard operating procedures or SOPs for your staff and team. This will increase scale as you now have a repeatable process. Step 3, take these SOPs and record them. Here's a bonus tip. To go faster, you can always hire an outside team to help you with creating your SOPs and recording them. With these easy lessons, you can simply begin to see massive action toward your goals.